Right, good morning and welcome to Somm-Things with Sian and Mats. Hello, stranger.
Hello,
It's been a
welcome
while.
back, thank you.
You're welcome. 3 weeks without you, I've missed you terribly.
And I'm sure our viewers have too.
And you were supposed to say that you missed me too.
I've missed you terribly.
Thank you. So this week we are kind of going with this seasons and warming up a little bit. I wanted to feature some wines from Sicily. I'm a big fan of island wines, and there's something about white grapes and red grapes when they're growing on the islands. They kind of pick up this wonderful salinity and this really kind of maritime like climate and flavor that makes them great for the summertime. Just for like, I don't know. I think of island wines, and I think of like Ralph Lauren ads with like people in white bikinis jumping off boats.
The Versace ads.
Is that it? Of course you know. But yeah, I always think about like really warm, summery weather and refreshing wines to drink. And I get a lot of people in the store looking for red wines that'll pair with seafood. And I always kind of take them to the Sicilian red wines because of that salinity there. And then I don't know, I think about like lemon, caper, butter, sauce, and things that can be a little bit confusing to pair. And I think these red wines in particular work very, very well with those. Where was it going to go? Like tonnato. We've had like vitello tonnato. It's kind of like a strange, like kind of capery sauce. I think it's really great. And then Sicily too. If you didn't know, Castelvetrano is one of the towns there where Castelvetrano olives come from. One of my favorite things to do with Sicilian white wines is actually pour it into like a martini coupe necessarily, and then get a skewer of Castelvetrano olives, put that on there, and then I sit there and drink it and nibble. It's like wine with snacks.
These are perfect wines for Spanish boquerones, oysters, anything from the sea.
Yep.
Because the pairing is just perfect. It's spot on.
Listen. So we picked wines that I don't think any of us have tasted until today. I haven't tasted this or this until today. I have tasted the reds, but you were doing the Regalia. What did you think on this one?
It's a beautiful, beautiful wine. It's the Regalia Bianco. It's a Sicilian wine made up of 3 grapes. You have Catarratto, Inzolia, and Grecanico. The family, the Tasca del Marita family, have been around since centuries, but they started the winery in 1837. It's located in the northwest part of Sicily, and you can just taste the love of the soil, the salinity of the air from the sea.
Indeed. I liked it. I was a little scared for some reason. Like, there's some Sicilian whites that are really flowery, especially some of the blends, because you'll see some more floral grapes in there. But this is really crisp and clean and lean. Reminds me a little bit of like Muscadet and Sauvignon Blanc.
A little. It's a lot more drier and crisp, and just perfect for sitting on the porch.
I like it. Or a boat.
Or a boat. Unfortunately, we live in a landlocked state.
Don't knock Cherry Creek Reservoir. It's got its character.
I'm sure it does.
Or the mountains. There's lots of mountain lakes you can go to. All right, next white wine. This one is Donna Fugata. And Donna Fugata is a winery that I've worked with a few times over the years. Back in Chicago, there was a group of us who do this Women in Wine event, and each woman sommelier had a course to pair their wine with, and we would all pick a women winemaker or a women-owned winery to work with. So Donna Fugata has featured, I think, probably every year in some way, shape, or form on one of the courses. A lot of different wines that they make. This one is mostly Caricante, or it's 100% Caricante. And her winery is very women-focused. I think she was the one that went to school, learned how to be a winemaker, got to the end of it, sought employment, and everybody's like, yeah, we're looking for winemakers, we need them. And she's like, great, I'm applying for a job. And like, oh, no, we don't need women winemakers, we only need men winemakers. So I think she's made it a focus to have the majority of her staff are women. And then she also has a lot of different empowerment business practices where she sets up funds to encourage women to develop their career, not just in wine, but like all through Italian business.
It's a pretty well-known winery throughout Sicily.
So this one, like Caricante, I think is probably the more serious white grape, I guess. Say like Inzolia is out there. Like Pinot Grigio, like some of the international varietals are planted there too, but they're not really taken as seriously. And I think a lot of winemakers are starting to spend more time now looking at the indigenous grape varietals and producing some really lovely wines.
This is a lot more creamy and floral than the Regaliale. So it serves its purpose too with veal piccata, chicken saltimbocca would pair beautifully with this.
I kind of love like the acidity on here. Makes my mouth water, but it also makes my eyes water, like in a really good way. I don't know, I think it's delicious.
Are you sure it's not the sun or the bright lights?
It's like, what sun? Yeah, the bright lights, yes. And then another wine. So I did taste this a couple of weeks ago, and Cerasuolo di Vittoria is fantastic wine if you get a chance to check them out. Cerasuolo kind of taking its name from cherry. And here it kind of speaks more to the aroma of the wine, kind of cherry. But there's also Cerasuolo di Abruzzo. And there they're talking more about the color of the wine, and that's more like a rosé. This one is a blend of Frappato and Nero d'Avola. And for Cerasuolo di Vittoria, it's the only DOCG area in all of Sicily. So DOCG and DOC, the bottles will have this little label on there. And DOCG is the top quality level for Italian wines. And this just happened in like 2005, so it's still pretty new to have that acknowledgement and recognition of the quality of the wines capable of being made within that geographic area. And I like how it has to be a blend of Frappato and Nero. And Frappato, I've always thought was a really fun grape. It's kind of taken a little less seriously. Nero tends to have like the bigger body and the more texture to it. And Frappato can be just as light as like a Pinot Noir.
I love the nose. Very earthy, very old world.
I like chilling these wines. So
that is really beautiful and so versatile with probably seafood or something from the oven.
Yep. This is brother and sister that make this wine too, so very much in the family. Sicilian winemaking is a lot about families. That's a sneaker.
Yeah, that's
like it starts up like pretty floral and soft and pretty, but
a lot of mocha, a lot of caramel, some earth tones, choke cherries.
Some bite to it.
Right.
Like if you like Pinot Noir and you want to try something different, there's not a lot of Italian Pinot Noir out there.
Right.
They're mostly like Northern Italian, and those are really lean. This is actually pretty fruit forward and damn juicy.
So to finish, we have this Natalie Verga Nero d'Avola. The grape is actually Nero d'Avola, and it is 100% organic. The family originally comes from Lombardy, which is in the northern part of Italy, but they have properties in Sicily as well. And this has been around since 1895.
This particular bottle?
No, a particular family.
All right, cool.
It's brilliant. It's muscular, yet it has the appeal for everybody, and the price is right. You cannot beat something this gorgeous.
It's just like you. Like
That's
you just
sweet.
Described yourself once.
Okay. So if you were ever to go into a taverna in Sicily, go up to the barista or the tavernista and say, vorremmo 2 bicchieri di vino rosso o bianco, chances are you're going to get one of these wines.
I like it. We had so many people asking for Nero lately. Stanley Tucci did, he's got a TV series, and he just featured Sicily, Sicilian food, and Nero d'Avola. So I get all those people like, I watched this TV show, and like Stanley Tucci, I'm like, here's the Nero. That is really popular. It's doing really well. So yeah, great summertime wine. Come in and get it. This one reminds me a little bit of like Gamay and Beaujolais, and I kind of like definitely feel the earth on it.
It has body, it has depth, it has flavor.
Delicious.
We love it.
All right.
So, grazie mille e ciao.
Prego.
Salute.
Salute. See you soon. Thanks,
Okay.
everybody. We'll see you next week for some more wine tasting. This is our key grips last session, so lots of love to Tally. She's the
Ciao.
best.
Ciao, Bella.
I don't know how we'll do this without you, but thank you. As always, we'll have these wines on sale, special discount for a little bit, so come in and try them. And then if you like the video and want to watch more, we do have the YouTube channel. This will be on Facebook and Instagram. If you follow Argonaut, you'll get little reminders that this is happening, and you'll start your weekend right with some wine. So cheers. Thanks so much.
Cheers.
And we'll see you soon.
Ciao.
Bye.